Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary O'Connor with the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. On behalf of Alaska Public Media, thank you for watching Hangar Flying. This evening, we are pleased to have Miss Willow Hetrick on the show. Welcome to the program, Willow.
Thanks, Mary.
Willow is the winner of the 2015 Ellen Paniak Memorial Scholarship, which is given by the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation. Willow got an early start in aviation when her parents brought her home as an infant from the hospital in a de Havilland Beaver. I don't suppose you remember that first airplane ride, but can you tell us how your exposure to aircraft influenced your love for aviation, Willow?
Sure, and I do not remember that first airplane ride, but we lived out in Prince William Sound for many, many years, and that was the only way to get back and forth to Anchorage. Then my parents moved to Moose Pass, Alaska, and actually today we live on an airstrip, a little tiny grass strip, and we see planes flying all day, every day out of there.
So you're constantly reminded about aviation and how important it is.
Yes, yes.
So you have a degree in marine resource management and a master's degree in natural resources and environmental management. You have a background that's a little bit diverse from a lot of our pilot applications. And I understand that you were working as a biologist when you decided to combine your love of aviation as well as your love of the outdoors. What's your long-term goal?
Well, I was being flown a lot for work doing wildlife surveys, and through those jobs I heard about these great positions in the federal government that combine being a biologist and also a pilot. And the day after I heard that, I swear I started to try to learn how to fly. So that would be my ultimate goal, but if that doesn't work out, just throughout the years being able to explore Alaska from the air is invaluable.
What type of ratings do you think you'd like to have, or what type of aircraft would you like to fly?
I have my private instrument and commercial, and I'm also an instrument and advanced ground instructor as well. I would love to fly any airplane. I think to close the loop, I'd love to fly a Beaver one day, just like the first flight I ever took.
When we received your application in March, you were working on your commercial license.
Yes.
What have you been doing lately?
Well, I finished my commercial actually later in March, I believe, the end of March, if I remember correctly. And since then, I just transitioned right into the CFI training. Flying from the right seat is a little different, and I'm going to use this scholarship to have an instructor with me in the left seat while I relearn all the maneuvers looking at a different vantage point from the right seat.
I've heard it said that you never really learn aviation until you teach it to someone else. Are you finding that to be true?
I am finding that to be true, and I look forward to doing it more. I love it so much, I can't wait to share it with everybody.
So at the time of your application, you were also working two jobs, both in aviation-related businesses. Are you still working two jobs?
Yeah, well, yes. In a sense. The company that I work for has a different division, I'll say. So I'm working in two different divisions, not necessarily two jobs. But that division specializes in aerial remote sensing and aerial surveys. And for them, I do a lot of flight planning, flight tracking, data management. So I'm still involved a little bit, although I'm not actually flying the aircraft.
Okay. So does working on that side of the planning for flights help you in your CFI training?
It does. It does. I learn a lot of different softwares. I don't know that I can list them all right now, but getting the weather, communicating with the pilots of the weather and the tracking, it all helps, even though you're not actually flying an airplane. I feel very lucky to at least have an ancillary, connection to operations on a daily basis.
Oh, exactly. It helps being around aviation, and it helps you keep your goal in mind, too,
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Thank you very much, Willow. We're going to have you back on our next show, and we're going to talk some more about your training and some other interesting things that you've done lately. And we'd like to hear a little bit more about how you are using the scholarship money.
Sure, I'd love to come back. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you. I'd like to encourage anyone in the audience that is working towards a career in aviation to apply for one of our scholarships. The scholarships are not just for pilots, but are for anyone involved in an aviation-related program, including maintenance and dispatch. Applicants also need to live in Alaska, and they need to intend to make aviation their career. Thank you to Alaska Public Media for their support of hangar flying and in helping us to introduce you to some of the names and the fresh faces of aviation professionals. Thanks for watching, and fly safely.